Welcome back, guys. I am super excited for today's video because not only do I have the new background, I worked my butt off on this for the last 2 days, but I am so happy with the whole room. But anyways, in one of my recent videos, I had several people say they wanted to see looks with the Muse palette. And not only that, but I've also had several people saying they want to see a video where I show them how I come up with unique color combinations and fun looks. So I decided to put those two ideas together and create this video. So today, not only am I going to be showing you guys how I created this look, but I'm also going to dig into this palette. We're going to talk about fun color combinations. Like, I love eyeshadow so much, and if you guys have been here for any amount of time, you know that is like so freaking true. But I also really love coming up with fun color combos like that are almost shocking and surprising. You know, those captivating kind of eye looks. So if you guys want to hear my thoughts on all of that and see how I created this look, then just keep watching. Yeah. So, if this is your first time here, hi, my name is Heather. I love all things makeup, especially colorful makeup and indie brands. And if you guys love those things too, I really hope you will subscribe and don't forget to click the little bell so you can be notified of all my future uploads. I am so excited for this video for so many reasons. One being, I love the new background. I will miss the red wall because I love that freaking color so much. But I've already noticed that my palettes show up true to color, which was the whole point in painting the wall white. It was messing with the color in my videos. So the red wall had to go, but I do think this is beautiful. I will be filming a tour of my room soon, probably in a few weeks, because I am getting a new camera soon and I'm super excited but so nervous for that. Let's talk about this palette. So this palette, I gotta get closer to you guys. This palette is one of my absolute favorite palettes in my collection and one of my favorites from this brand. And they changed their logo, so something new is coming and I'm really excited. But one of the things I love about this so much, for one, it's like a whimsical fairy garden and that's like right up my alley. But it's such a different color story. And palettes like these make me feel so freaking inspired. I just love them so much. So I want to show you guys some combinations that I would do. Let me get my wipes out and I'm also going to zoom you guys in so you can see like more up close. Okay, we are zoomed in. I got my wipes ready. So let's talk. So a lot of this, like a lot of the colors, you can look at the palette and see that she paired some of them together. Like this corner would be good, that corner would be good, that corner, this row right here with that rosewood, ambient, and filigree, I think I might be mispronouncing. I got lipstick on my teeth, but those three would be so gorgeous together. So what I like to do is I swatch a palette out. Swatch the shimmers. Like, okay, I have this shade right here on my lid with this shade right here. So if we swatch these on my hand, I don't know how well you'll be able to see. I should have done that on the other side of my hand, but you see this one right here has like a little bit of a green shift, but it's also got that like brown mauve-y undertone to it. And then this one here is like kind of pink, but there's also like an icy, like, it's hard to, like a mint shimmer to it. So what that tells me, this shimmer will bring this mint together with any of these pinks, any of the browns, or a combination there, like consisting all of those. So for this eye look today, I did this shade in the front portion of the eye, and then I did Petal, which is more of a mauve pink, and then Rosewood in the outer corner, and then I put those two shimmers on the lid, and I think that's such a fun look. But another way, think when you look at a palette, think opposites attract. So things that, if you look at a color wheel, that's how I really learned a lot about pairings. Is I learned about the color wheel, and things on the opposite side of the color wheel will go so great together, like pink and green. Pink and green is one of my favorite combos, and I found that out through this palette. I think it's so stunning. But for instance, you could do like sweet pea all through the crease, and then do fig in the outer corner, or let's see, sweet pea in the crease, fig in the outer corner, and then inspire on the lid. That green would be so pretty. Or you could do pine in the outer corner with Nuevu. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Like to blend it out. And then you could do some of this purple or whisper on the lid with a little bit of inspire as like a pop. Those would be super fun together. Or you can just go the easy route. Do sweet pea on the lid, Muse. Sweet pea, if you put sweet pea on the inner corner and then admire right here on the outer corner, you could totally use Muse on the lid because it's pink, but it has that golden shift to it, and it will pull those two colors together. That's one of the reasons I love like duochromes, multichromes, holochromes so much, is because the shifts that they put in them, especially when it's a good brand that likes to experiment with different flips and things like that, it can help you create looks that you wouldn't typically think to pair together. And those are my absolute favorite. But I just love this pink next to these greens. I think those are just so beautiful. I also like to draw inspiration from the things around me. For instance, okay, so like this picture back here. You see like the reds with the beiges and the yellows, and you even got this pop of mint up here, some gray. And personally, I think this is beautiful. I actually got it off Amazon. But I think this is beautiful, like the orange too. So for this to be beautiful the way it is, why would it not be beautiful on the eye? Do you see what I'm saying? So you just gotta draw inspiration from life around you. Even something as simple as this, like the red with the gray. A red is a warm tone, a gray is a cool tone, obviously. So one wouldn't think about pairing those two together, but obviously for this to be beautiful, the eye look would be beautiful too. You just have to figure out a way to lay them down and make them work, which we talk about that a little bit in doing this eye look. I explain how I make this crease out here, work with the inner corner shade, and how I like to lay it down to keep it from getting like muddied up and stuff. I get so excited talking about eyeshadow that I like lose my words, my train of thought, everything entirely. Like the yellow and the purple, those look so beautiful next to each other in the pan. So that tells you like, why wouldn't they be beautiful like that on the eye? You just have to figure out a way to make it work. Like, okay, let me think. Okay, so this shade down here, Whisper, has a little bit of a gold reflect to it. So what I would do, it also has pink. So does this one up here, Amethyst. I would do Sweet Pea in the outer crease, deepen it up with Fig, and I would set my eyeshadow primer on the inner corner and then tap in a little bit of Admire with like a bigger brush like I used today for this inner corner shade. Just like start in the center and then slowly blend up and not into the shadow. I like to, when I'm doing two-tone looks like this one, I like to stop the inner corner shaded like right here. That way I can pack the color on and then blend it up and around. Like you see how this one is. It's not blended into that outer corner. It's blended around it. And where I used these shimmer shades on the lid, it makes these two like crease shades really pair well together. But I mean, an easy way to use that yellow, Fig and Admire would be so freaking stunning together. You could even use some of filigree and then Fig in the outer corner, Admire in the inner corner. That's an easy look, and Inspire is so beautiful. Okay, so one of the hardest things for me to learn to do is trust the process, because when you first start trying to, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Experiment with new colors and stuff, like new combos, it's so hard to trust yourself to get it right. And you just, there's a part of you that just wants to wipe it off. You just know it's a bad idea in your head. So you wipe it off and then you just do something else. And I used to do that all the time. But you have to learn like to trust yourself, and you gotta just finish the look. Trust me. I literally was depressed for so many years. I stayed in bed for years and just read books. I read books every day, like nonstop. It was like I was trying to escape my reality. I didn't realize that's what I was doing at the time, but now in hindsight, I do. But once I dived into the world of eyeshadow, it pulled me out of that. And when I wasn't at work, all I did all day long was I sat at my desk and I did my eyeshadow. And I only had a couple of palettes, like they were cheap palettes like Profusion, and I had some Glam Light, and I just did my eyeshadow over and over and over. And I couldn't do eyeshadow at all like 6 years ago. This has not been, I've not been doing this very long, but I did it so much that I made myself better at it, and where I had so much time on my hands because I didn't have kids and all I did was work like a typical 9 to 5 job. So in my free time, I never left my house. All I did was play with eyeshadow because it made me so happy and it gave me the thing that I was lacking in my life. It still does, even though at this point in my life, I'm really not lacking anything. It just brings me joy, and you gotta let yourself just let go and get excited. Look at the things around you. Even if it's like, well, the cover of this one isn't, you know, anything spectacular, but even when you buy a palette and you look at the cover of the palette, think about the things in the artwork that make it beautiful, the color combinations that they used in the artwork, and try to incorporate that into your looks. Like even a screensaver on your computer or anything like that. You can draw inspiration from anything. Like when I walk by somebody and I see their outfit and I'm like, oh my God, that's so cute. I think, oh, I bet that would make such a good eye look. And once you start doing that, you start seeing it everywhere. And I'm telling you, it changes everything. And it's so fun. But I mean, I hope this helps. I really hope I gave you guys some ideas with all of this. I just think it's fun. I mean, I could name stuff all day that would look good with this palette. These two shades would be beautiful. Even if you don't like doing two-tone looks or, you know, difficult eye looks or anything like that, you could do Water Lily, Pine, and Inspire for a monochromatic look. Like, there's so many options, and I love cosmic brushes. I don't know if I mentioned it yet, but this will be restocking at the end of October. I think at the end of the video I said April. I don't know where that came from, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. But let's go ahead and I'm going to show you guys how I created this look and how I like to lay shadows down like in these two-tone looks that don't as like actually go together. You can't blend them because they muddy up. I'm going to show you guys how I like to do that. So if you're interested, then just keep watching. So it's going to take a little adjusting with the lights and stuff. Honestly, the next couple of months are probably going to be adjusting because in a couple of weeks I am getting an actual filming camera and a new mic and all of that stuff. So it's going to be probably difficult to learn how to use the camera. So it's going to take a little time for me to figure that out. And then now with the white background, I got to figure out this light situation because I can see that I still look a little dark. I think I need to get a light for like overhead or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but just stick it out with me and I promise I will get there. Also, I already have an idea for this look. Hopefully, you know, I will discuss it with you in the intro because I am filming this part first. Let me get you guys zoomed in just a little bit more though. That is a little bit better. Okay, so I already got all my brushes and stuff out. What I think I decided to go with, I want to pair, like this shade up here is a little warm, but I want to pair some warm tones with cool tones. I think that will be really fun. And I'm going to show you guys how I like to pull that shimmer in to bring two colors together that don't naturally go together. So for this look, I want to use this shade down here called Antique. And if you look at it up close, you can see like it's got some green, some mauve. It's a really gorgeous shade. There's even like a little bit of blue in there. Like, see how icy that is? But there's so many different like options you could do with a shade like this. So for this look, I'm going to do Petal and Rosewood through the outer part of the crease. And in the inner part, I want to pull in that teal flip that it has. So we're going to go in with this shade called Softly. I think this looks going to be really fun. So fingers crossed it works out. All of my stuff, like I completely rearranged this whole room after I painted. And all of this stuff is like in a new spot. I am going to be doing a room tour in a couple of weeks, probably after I get the rest of my equipment and stuff switched out, so I can show you guys the new setup. It's really nice. Like now I have a desk for filming and I have a desk for like the office side and the editing side of YouTube. It's really fun. But anyways, let's start this look out. When I do like tones that don't go well together, like this shade right here, if you mix it with Petal and probably even Rosewood, it will muddy up. So in that instance, I like to work with the outer corner first, and then I will go in and add in the shade that really doesn't blend, and I will show you guys how I like to do that. Now, if you guys have any like tips or anything that you can leave anyone, just leave them down below. I'm sure people will really appreciate it. And like your favorite comments and I'll pin them to the top for everybody. So let's start out with this shade here called Petal. And I'm just gonna use this shading brush, which I told you guys these were on sale, and apparently someone said they bought a few of the sets because they were on sale, plus they got a huge discount, which is really cool. So they got them cheaper than the $10 that they are. And these are some of my favorite brushes because I really like the shapes of them. They just work out great for me. But now I'm going to go in with my large Singe Beauty brush and we're going to put this all throughout the crease. And I take it in to about right here. It just depends on your eye shape. Honestly, I do have hooded eyes, so I like to take my eyeshadow up like pretty high. It just works for me. But I have been having so much fun doing these like different types of videos I haven't personally seen on YouTube, like my favorite shimmers in every palette, my favorite mattes, like, and it seems like you guys have really been loving them too, which makes me super happy. I love talking about eyeshadow, and I love talking about palettes that I already have and love, and you know, stuff that you guys might already have as well. So I did a light dusting of that first shade. I have like a burn right here from waxing my eyebrows, so it looks patchy, but it's not. It's that burn. It drives me crazy. But now I'm going to go back in with the shader brush, and I'm just going to press it here in the crease. Ooh, they changed their logo, and it looks so spooky. I'm so excited. And Bella Beauty Bar is doing the Poison Garden palette. I guess it's a playoff of Secret Garden, and they've already showed the packaging. I'm so freaking excited. Bella Beauty Bar is one of my all-time like favorite brands. I can't wait. I can't wait for all the spooky and fall themed makeup. I'm living my best life. Like, look at my little broom earrings. They're so cute. And then I got this little pumpkin. I got them at Walmart in these really cool sets. They're like $5. I bought like 10 packs. I went nuts. I love Halloween earrings. But I'm loving this. I think it's really cute. I can't wait to get this set up like figured out so it's not a thing anymore and I could just create and not worry. I'm just using my powder thing to try to cover up that scar because it's kind of messing with the look. So now that I've got that done, I'm going to go ahead and do the same exact thing on the lower lash line, and I will be right back. Okay, I kind of did just the same thing, and I took it to about the same position as I did the one up top. And now I'm going to just use my Sigma switch and clean this off. I actually cleaned all my brushes last night with actual soap instead of my like spot cleaner that I use all the time. And I cleaned all my sponges and everything. My room is like so refreshed and I'm loving every second of it. But now we're going to go into Rosewood, and I'm just using that same brush. You don't really have to clean it off, but I like to. It's a personal preference. I mean, these shades won't muddy up, so you really don't have to worry about it. And see, now here we're mixing this warmer tone with this cooler tone. I think this is going to create a new, like, unique combo when I add in that inner corner shade. It's going to be fun. At least that's the hope. I like to concentrate most of the depth out in the outer corner. You guys know, sometimes I get really carried away. But then I'll slightly tap what's left on the brush in a little further. I'm going to use this shader brush from Game Beauty. It is the E02. And I'm going to go into Rosewood and just put some of this down here below. So I picked up the new Adept palette. I'm excited to get that one in. And I did pick up that Nomad palette, but it's been in my hometown since August the 23rd, and UPS handed it over to USPS, and it's been pending this whole time, which is like a lot of days, and I'm really annoyed. I don't know what to do about it. I know it's not like Nomad's fault or anything, but by the time I get the palette, I'm worried that no one's even going to want to watch the video. So let me know if you guys are even interested in seeing looks with it anymore. But now I'm going in with the large blending brush, and I went back into Petal. But it's really annoying. But like I said, I did pick up that new Adept palette and the blush palette. That blush palette is gorgeous too. I'm excited about it. But I also picked up the Strange and Unusual from Bella Beauty Bar. Now I'm going into Rosewood. See, my palettes look a lot better, way more true to color with that white wall, which is what I was, you know, going for. But I'm excited for that one too. I picked up a few things. I picked up 2 palettes from Gourmand Girls, 2 of their older palettes, and I have the new one. She sent me their Halloween release in PR, and I'm waiting for it to get here. I'm excited to see what it looks like, but I'm pretty sure that's not dropping until the end of September. But the good thing about me getting it early is I get to create tons of fun looks for you guys, because I'll have a lot of time to work with it. I think Unearthly reformulated the Not Normal palette, and they are re-releasing that, and I'm excited. I don't have the original, but I'm glad that they revamped it and are re-releasing. But what do you guys think about this outer corner? I think it's so like sexy and vampy. I have lipstick on my teeth again. It's the second time, but I do love this lipstick. I think I just put it on a little bit too thick, because I never have any issues out of the Unearthly lipsticks or liners, but this is the shade Danielle, and I really, really love it. And for liner, I used the shade Char. Okay, so now we're going to do Softly. So for this one, I'm going in... Do I want to start with this brush? That's the question. No, I'm going to start with this small shader from Moda and pick some of this up. And I'm going to work it starting in the inner corner first. I might have to like go over this with something a little brighter in the inner corner so my eyes don't look so dark underneath. And then I'll just also tap some down here. Might need to use my mirror. Okay, so the key is when colors don't actually go together is to tap it in the furthest away and then blend out like this. That way you're not really blending it into that shade. It kind of fades. And then I'll switch on over to this Glam Light brush, and I'm just going to pick up a little bit, and I'll do the same thing. And for this one, I kind of like to make it go like up and over. And then once you do the shimmer, you'll see it'll really come together. Up and over. And it's going to be something like this. We'll do the shimmer first, and I'll see what it looks like. And if I need to lighten up the inner corner just a little, I'll find something in the collection to do that. But I think that combo is so like weird, and I love that. Right now, looking at this palette, I see a lot of really fun like combinations that I'm excited to talk to you guys about in the intro of this video. Hopefully I remember them all, but this palette is so fun to me because there's a lot of shades that you wouldn't think to pair together, and it makes me like want to try a bunch of new stuff. But now I'm going to go in with some NYX glitter glue, and I'm just going to do that with my finger. I need to go get my nails redone. I got Gel X nails for the first time, and it's hard because I live in a small town and it's kind of considered like country, but it's hard to find a good nail tech here that can do like fun designs. And I went to someone that can do good designs, but she does not do good nails. So like my nails, where it starts, you can kind of see like where they stick up. I know they've grown out, but there's like a ridge that sticks up, and I don't like it. And then like, look at my thumbs, how chipped they are. I've only had these for like 2 weeks, which is crazy. I don't know, guys. Anyways, let's finish off this eye. So, what do I want to do? That's the question. Oh, okay. So, right off, I see two shades. So, I want to find something that has like this mauve plummy shade, but I also want something that has a little bit of a unexpected green shift like this inner corner. So the two that speak to me are this one up here, Ambient. Like, can you see how well these three shades would go together by looking at the flips in that? Like, it's gorgeous. But Antique, as I mentioned earlier, is a really another really good one. A really another good one. So we're going to do those two. And I think that's going to be really fun. So one thing I want to do, I'm going to pick up more of that shade Softly. And I want to just tap this on the lid because I think that shade Antique is a little like transparent and I want more of that green to come through. So now I'm going to recover that with some NYX glitter glue. And remember, the best thing to do with glitter glue is to let it sit for just a minute so it can get a little tacky. And because sometimes if you don't let it sit long enough, it will make your shadows crease. And nobody wants that, you know. So now to start this out, I want to go in with Ambient. So freaking pretty. It's like exactly the combo that I have on my eyes right now. That's how I love to pull these like really weird colors together. It's just so fun for me. Like, look at that. Ooh, smoky. Okay, so then let's dig into Antique. And I'm gonna just lay this over that. Do you see this? Oh, this is gorgeous. And I don't think I've ever done anything quite like it. And that's what I love about eyeshadow. I love finding the next best thing, the next best combo. It's so fun. And I just popped a little bit of that down here on the lower lash line. And I think this really came together like so well. So for my inner corner, I'm just going to use my highlight. I used the Fenty. Look at her. She has pan. Like, it never shows on camera the way it is in like actuality. You can kind of see it there, but we're going to go in with this. Or if you don't have this, you can just use like a champagne color. And I'm going to just pop this right here in the inner corner. And that added just enough brightness, and it kind of ties in with the highlight. So last thing I want to do, get all these clean brushes out of here that I didn't use. I'm not trying to dirty them all right back up, but I'm going to go in with my Sigma E30 pencil brush, and I want to dig into a little more of Rosewood. And if you've been here for a while, you know that I like to go back over this outer corner and make sure the mattes kind of like flick into the shimmers. That way that blend is like really smooth. But this is the finished eye. I think it's freaking gorgeous. I love, like, it's like fairy, kind of whimsical, which you guys know is right up my alley. But I'm going to go find some liner and finish this look off camera, and I will be right back. So this is the finished look. I think it's really freaking pretty. I love the combo. It's so fun. It actually reminds me of Lethal's newest palette, the one they did before the Avatar collection. I cannot remember the name of it right off the top of my head, but this look kind of reminds me of that palette. I think it's Mellow Grove. I could be wrong, but I did change out my lip color. I changed it to Pink Pearl from Lunar Beauty, and for liner I used Carnage from Unearthly Cosmetics. I will have it and everything else we talked about in this video linked down below. But for eyeliner, I used 2 from ColourPop. The first one is in the shade Joyride, and then the second one is in the shade Icebreaker. So the lip kind of doesn't match the outfit, neither does the eye, but you know, I'm not about to go change my clothes for this, but just I wanted to say thank you to those of you who asked me to use the Muse palette, and to those of you who asked, which was a lot of you actually, that asked me to do a video talking about how I come up with color combinations and stuff like that. That was such a fun idea, and I'm glad I could combine the two to create this video. So if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. It lets me know that you like this type of video, and I could totally do some more with different palettes. Just let me know your thoughts and everything down below. I just think this was really, really fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. And like I said, if you did, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help me out. And thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. Let me know what you think of the new backdrop too. Leave some fall emojis down below. And until next time, bye.